Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode is called How to Sell a $7,000 Car for $40,000. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe, like, follow, and comment on the show. Also, I'd like to tell you about HollywoodIsCalling.com. It's a company that allows you to purchase live calls with more than 100 celebrities for just $19.95. A 15-second call is approximately $20, and a 30-second live call is $29.95. So give it a try. HollywoodIsCalling.com. Now let's get started. As everybody knows, people are buying cars out there with enormous payments that can go on for 5, 6, 7, even 8 years in some circumstances, depending on how bad a deal you are tied into. We're going to show you a technique that can be used to make tremendous amounts of money with used cars and allow car owners to perpetually make money with them and put themselves in a position to be able to own a new car that is completely paid off. This technique is called mirrored leveraging. And here's how it works. You purchase two identical used cars, same make, model, and year. What some people will do is they'll purchase two used Toyota Camrys because they are so dependable. You can purchase a couple of used Camrys for $7,000 each. You drive one and you add value to the other one, the one you're going to sell first. You add value to it by detailing the car and steam cleaning the engine the same way that used car dealers steam clean their engines. The reason for that is that if you make the car strikingly clean and presentable, then it is far more likely to sell at a premium. The next thing you do is once you've cleaned the car is you put the car back up for sale for $2,000 more than you paid for it. Take lots of beautiful pictures and tell people that call about the car. If they ask, tell them that you're selling it because you flip cars. Now, it'll take a little bit of time for you to sell the car because you're asking top dollar for it, but that's also really good because while you're waiting to sell it for a profit, you can also rent the car out each day on Turo.com. That's Turo.com. This is a peer-to-peer car rental agency that works like an Airbnb for cars. Now, it may take you several months to sell the car because you're asking a premium for it. But while that's happening, you're also renting the car out on Turo, and you should be able to make anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a month of in car rental fees on that vehicle. And that all depends on the pricing and the marketing, all of that. Now, if you keep the car nice and clean, then eventually you will find a buyer who is willing to pay for the car at that premium price. And when you sell it and you make your $2,000 profit, plus the rental revenue money that you made from renting it over the last 2 months that it took to sell the car, what do you do next? Next, you take your $2,000 profit and the $1,000 in rental fees that you generated over 2 months, and you use that money, that $3,000 total, to purchase another car. So if you bought the car for $7,000 and you make $10,000 for it, that means you can buy your next car for $10K. So you go out and you buy another Toyota that'll be newer and have lower mileage on it for $10,000, and you repeat the process again. You detail it, you clean it, and you make it available on Turo.com for rental while you're listing it for sale. But when you put it up for sale, you add another $2,500 to the price so that while you bought it for $10K, you sell it for $12.5. And then you sit back and you wait until you find a buyer who's willing to pay the premium. But while you're waiting, your car continues to make money on Turo. Since you have a newer car with less mileage, you can also charge a slightly higher daily rental fee for this second car on Turo. You should be able to charge more than $100 or $200 more per month than you did for your previous car. Why? Because it is newer and because it has fewer mileage. Now, assuming it takes a couple of months to sell the car, when you do find a buyer, you get 12,500 for it, plus say, let's just say 1,200 in rental fees for the next 2 months. Now you've got 13,700 to use towards the purchase of your next car. So do you see the process here? You continue to scale up and trade up. Next, you buy a car that's a couple of years newer and has lower mileage once again. Only this time, instead of buying a used Camry, I recommend that you buy a used Lexus or a used sports car. You know, something that will once again allow you to charge a higher price for your daily Turo rental rate. Now, many states have a limit on the number of cars that you can sell per year before they force you to get a dealer's license. But that's okay, because getting a dealer's license is fairly inexpensive and it's easy to do once you're ready to sell more than the state allows you to sell. Now, for a lot of states, the annual limit for car sales is 4. If you sell more than 4 cars, they'll force you to get a dealer's license. And depending on what state you live in, it can take $300-400 to get a dealer's license. It's not a big deal. So just continue this process until you have enough cash to purchase a brand new car for yourself. Now, you can buy it for cash using all the money you've made from the sale of your previous cars, and then you'll have zero debt, or you can get a loan for the purchase of your new car and use all that profit that you've made from your previous vehicles to continue making more money with the purchase of more vehicles. But now that you have your dealer's license, you can sell more than one car at a time. Instead of selling one Camry, you can sell 2, 3, 4, whatever your cash will allow. So you will accelerate the growth process. You will make more money and you will make it more quickly. So there are several benefits to doing this. For most people, cars are endless money pits. But with this model, you can treat them as money-making assets and actually make a really substantial revenue stream with them. You can also generate enough money to get yourself a new car in a few years and then continue to make more money with the other vehicles. The point here is to turn your cars into revenue sources for you. You know, the reason you're going to stick with Toyotas and Lexus cars is because they are extremely reliable and don't break down very often. Avoiding repair bills will keep your overhead to a minimum. Remember, once you become a licensed car dealer, you can write off any of the repair bills that you incur, and that's a really important advantage. Another thing that is nice to keep in mind is that millennials love to rent cars. They use Uber and Turo all the time, so this business model should be more popular as time goes on. So if you start out with a $7,000 car and continue this process, in time you'll be able to raise the money you need for a new car of your own and still continue to sell and rent other cars over time. This process can continue to make money for years to come. So with that, I want to thank you for watching, and we will see you soon.